Choosing a Linux distro can feel confusing when everyone online talks about speed, gaming performance, package managers, stability, rolling releases, and customization like there is one perfect answer. So in this video, I explained Linux distros using cars. If Linux distros were cars, what would they be? That analogy works because Linux distros are more than different badges on the same machine. They are built for different owners, with different priorities, different trade-offs, and different ideas of what a good system should feel like. And once you look at them like cars, the whole thing starts to make a lot more sense. So before I tell you which distro is the Ferrari, which one is the Land Cruiser, and which one is basically a Formula 1 car that you probably shouldn't daily drive to Tesco, we need to set a few ground rules, because this is where Linux conversations normally go off the rails. People immediately jump to FPS, gaming, benchmarks, and I get why. Gaming matters a lot to me. I mean, it's literally in the name. This video is about more than whether one distro gives you 3 extra frames in Cyberpunk. This is about what the distro is trying to be, and how much work it expects from you, and how much it hides, how quickly it changes, and how much maintenance it needs, and what kind of person is probably going to enjoy owning it. That is where a lot of distro arguments go wrong. They treat the whole thing like there has to be one winner. Like one of them is the correct answer and everyone else is just arguing because, well, it is Linux and that's what we do. But that is the wrong way to look at it. A distro is more than a logo, a desktop environment, and a package manager. It's a set of decisions, and those decisions create a completely different ownership experience. So today, we are walking around the Linux distro showroom. We're leaving behind benchmark charts, gaming tests, and fan-based fights. This is about engineering philosophy, maintenance, reliability, and the ownership experience. Also, a quick disclaimer before anyone gets angry, this is a focused set of Linux distros. Trying to include every mainstream option, specialist project, and community favorite would turn this into a 3-hour dealership tour, and none of us need that. So I'm picking a few that make the ownership difference easy to explain. And the first car in the showroom is the one where you probably need to bring your own tools. Arch. Arch is the kit car, and that makes perfect sense because the question Arch answers is this: what if I want to build exactly the system that I want? That is the whole appeal. You start with a minimal foundation and then the decisions are yours. And that is why people love it. Instead of buying a car and driving away, you are building it, learning where everything goes, and probably swearing a little bit along the way when something doesn't fit the way that you expected. To be fair, that might sound really horrible to some people, and I completely get that. If you just want a computer to turn on and behave itself, the kit car is probably not the first thing that you should be looking at. So the next car is interesting because it starts from the same sort of flexible world, but the ownership experience feels completely different. We're talking about CashieOS. CashieOS is the Ferrari. The question here is, what if somebody else builds the kit car and tunes it for maximum performance? For me, that's where the analogy works. It is based on Arch, so you still have that modern rolling foundation underneath. The point changes from here is a box of parts, good luck, to something more like we have made a lot of performance-focused decisions for you. For a lot of people, especially gamers, that is really appealing because you get the excitement of the fast car without having to assemble the whole thing for yourself first. And to be fair, I can honestly see why people love that. The catch is though, with Ferraris, they do not maintain themselves. All of the optimizations have to be looked after, tested, kept in line with the base system, and changed when the old tweaks stop making sense. And that takes engineering effort. And that brings us to the next car, which is much more in my personal lane. Fedora. Fedora is the Mercedes. Fedora feels like the distro that asks, what if I want something modern but still properly engineered? Fedora has always had that feeling of being current without being reckless. New technology arrives early enough to stay interesting, while the overall system feels structured. There is testing, there is process, there is a strong connection to the wider enterprise Linux world, and that combination matters to me. To be honest, Fedora is pretty boring, and boring is brilliant when the computer needs to just get out of your way. And for me, that's kind of the Mercedes bit. The trade-off is it does not always get there first. Bleeding edge features can appear somewhere else sooner, especially in the faster moving Arch world. But for me, that trade-off makes sense. I would rather be a little behind the absolute edge if the system feels more predictable. If Fedora is the Mercedes, then Debian is the Toyota Land Cruiser. And I think this might be the one of the easiest comparisons in the whole video. The question Debian answers is, what if I just want it to keep running? And let's be real here, that is a very respectable goal. Not every computer needs to be exciting. Some computers just need to do the job. Debian is built around stability, proven packages, conservative updates, and trust. It will probably miss the newest of everything and is rarely the flashiest thing in the showroom. But when you want something dependable, that suddenly becomes the whole point. The Land Cruiser comparison works for me because the point is trust rather than flash. You want to know it will keep on going when the road gets messy. Now the next one is where the showroom gets a little bit more interesting, because OpenSUSE Tumbleweed is kind of like the Porsche 911. And I think this is the one that a lot of people tend to underestimate. This one asks a slightly different question. What if I want precision engineering without giving up modern software? Tumbleweed is rolling, so you get modern packages and regular updates, while the whole thing still has a very engineered feel to it. That is where the Porsche comparison works. The 911 is fast and modern, but the appeal goes beyond raw speed. It is the feeling that the speed is backed up by refinement, testing, and proper tooling. That is the ownership model that Tumbleweed is aiming for. For a rolling release, that matters a lot. And then right at the end of the showroom, behind the rope with a mechanic looking slightly worried, is the Formula 1 car. Now that is Nick's OS. The Formula 1 comparison is about engineering rather than speed. This is the one for the people who want an entirely different engineering philosophy. It goes much further than swapping one package manager for another and asks you to think about the system differently. The big ideas are declarative configuration, reproducibility, and configuration as code. So instead of slowly building up a pile of manual changes that you forgot you made, the configuration becomes the source of truth. And that is incredibly powerful. I would probably not tell a brand new Linux user to start here, because this goes much deeper than learning where the buttons are. Now for the right person, that is exactly the fun part. For someone who just wants Steam, Discord, a browser, and a working desktop, it might be a little bit much. So that is the showroom. None of these cars are automatically better than the others. They were designed with different goals in mind, and Linux distributions are the same. The trick is finding one whose engineering philosophy matches the way that you like to use your computer. And if you are still not sure, test drive a few. Use a VM, try a live USB where that makes sense, and pay attention to how the community talks to new users. That last one really matters more than most people admit. A distro can be technically excellent and still be miserable for you if the support culture makes you feel stupid every time you ask a normal beginner question. And the opposite is true as well. A slightly less glamorous distro with clear documentation and a helpful community might be the one that actually keeps you on Linux. So the right distro is the one that you can actually live with, even when the louder fan base is shouting about something completely different. So now I want to know what you think. Did these comparisons make sense? Or have I just completely insulted your favourite distro? What car would your Linux setup be? Let me know in the comments, and if you've made it this far, thank you. Maybe drop a car emoji in the comments for the sake of engagement. It really does help the channel. Thank you so much for watching. You guys take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.